One of the ways that I hope I help business get its brain around these big changes that are coming towards us is to use metaphors. I would talk about the transformations that you see with caterpillars as they go into the chrysalis and then come out and become butterflies. Within a caterpillar, it has its greedy phase. It sort of gobbles up everything it comes across. And then as it goes into the chrysalis phase, every organ in the caterpillar's body starts to break down and go into a slurry. And that slurry is made up of nutrients. And the butterfly starts to emerge out of that. Every single organ is different in the butterfly than it would have been in the caterpillar. And there are these things called imaginal cells that scurry around in the chrysalis, stitching together that new order. And in some ways, I think that's a quite powerful metaphor for what's happening in our economies, which is that they're going into meltdown. The old order is no longer sufficiently fit for the future to sustain us. There's a new order coming through, but in some ways, the old order has to die or fade for that new order to come through. The new order is very difficult to describe, but it's certainly digital. It's certainly focused on these sustainability issues like the climate and biodiversity emergencies, and it's much lighter footprint on the global ecosystem. Every time you have one of these big systemic shifts in the economy, in the technologies that underpin the economy, there are plenty of people who say, it's not us, let's just continue with business as usual. Well, that's a fair enough judgment, but the historical record shows that the businesses that tend to do that just get swept aside. They lose their positioning, whatever that was. And my own view is that in the next 20 to 30 years, most of the big brands that we know, buy from, work for, invest in, will disappear. This is a deadly time for people who dismiss this agenda and say, it's not for us, because it's for all of us. And then the question is, who are the imaginal cells? And that is the change agents, both outside and inside business. You've got them in your business whether or not you know them. And part of what we are now seeing is some leadership businesses thinking, young people understand this world much better than we do, this emergent world. Should we bring some of those onto our board? Should we bring them into leadership conversations? Simple answer, absolutely. If you haven't done it yet, you've not got much time.